this morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I want to welcome you from the Lion's Den. This is your spiritual thought leader, Regina L. Stillman. And we are in the Institute for Higher Consciousness. This is the Institute for a Higher Consciousness. For those that want to come in and talk in the class, please feel free to join us in Discord. In Discord, you have the ability to chat. If you'd like to do that, I'm so glad they added that functionality to us. You can chat if you like. You can turn your camera on if you like, and you can unmute yourselves and talk if you like. So all of that's available to you in Discord. So you will need to join that Discord channel, the Institute for Higher Consciousness in Discord, if you'd like to do that. Otherwise, I welcome those of you that might be on Twitch or some of the other channels. You're welcome to chat as well. 1 week a month, rather. I will be releasing a video that we do of a class that's open to everybody that's a subscriber, and we welcome you to be a part of that. This is that one time for the month of August, and so let's get started. Now, this morning, I have to say, last week, I was so blessed. Kai Chick, Tall Pumps, you all were just absolutely fantastic and phenomenal in sharing your testimonies on last week about walking in boss energy. And I'm going to continue to say truthfully, and this is no just trying to butter you up or otherwise. I'm telling you, every last one of you, I've got 2 Tams in here, Sassy Cassie, Kind Chick, Tall Pumps, Rebel, each of you, Michelle Brown, I see you over here in Twitch. Good morning to you. I have to say that you all have truly encouraged my heart and blessed me on this journey. And I cannot say that enough. As much as you all trying to say to me that I'm an encouragement to you, I have to tell you that you are an encouragement to me. I see you, truck driver. I see you out there. It's good to see you this morning. God bless you. So I really cannot, it's an understatement. It is really understated how much you all have really encouraged my heart and really pushed me forward in this endeavor of spreading the idea of boss energy. And those testimonies on last week, as I said, I got to get all of those edited, published, and up and online in our evergreen situation so that we can go back and revisit those whenever we want to. And I'm going to work on that real hard this week to get that done. Now, boss energy, I want you to understand, is something that I'm trying to say. Let's stay continuously in our boss energy. Don't vacillate in and out, in and out, in and out. Let's not do the today I'm in boss energy, tomorrow I'm in a whole nother place. Good morning, SK8843, Joanna G98. I see you all. Thank you for coming in and joining us. This is the month of October open session. This is an open class for the month of October. So this is what I want to talk about today, because it, even as Kai Chick and Tall Pumps gave their testimonies on last week, it occurred to me that many times the reality is that you can be in a place of challenge where you have to pivot past the discord. You can be in a place of challenge where you have to pivot past the discord. These 2 ladies on last week gave excellent witness as to how to do that. But I want to talk about that this morning because I realized that so many times when Kai Chick was talking about how she went through a phase where she was defeated, she really felt defeated. Now, mind you, we know that in essence, no, you're not defeated, but that feeling of defeat can come upon you after so many different things. So it came to mind, let's talk a little bit more in depth this morning about maintaining our identity when we do come to those places of defeat. And I make it an issue of identity and nothing else. Because if you really know who you are and you really know and you're anchored in that, even in times of challenge, you'll keep pressing. And I'm not saying you're not going to have times where you're going to be discouraged. We're humans. There are times of discouragement that come. I'm not going to say you're not going to feel various different things that seem to want to press on you and press on your mind. I do want to encourage you, however, to really stay true to who you are. So let me say this, and this may make many religious people mad, but I really believe this. And so hear me when I say, and ride with me on this ride. You were spiritual when you came here. You were spiritual when you came here. You were connected to God when you were born. Okay. And I know for a lot of evangelicals, this is going to sound like heresy all day long. But believe you me, you were connected to God when you were born. When God breathed into you the breath of life, that's what caused you to become a living soul. Had God not breathed into you the breath of life, you would not be a living soul and you would not be alive. Now, that breath of life, breath in scripture is taken from the word pneuma, Pneuma. Pneuma, pneuma, the same where we get pneumonia and all other types of words that deal with your breath, that deal with your breathing. The breath of God is in everybody. And this is something that I want people to understand. The breath of God is in everybody, and that's what gives you life. Now, what I believe happens, and again, coming from a place where we're so heavily indoctrinated to the idea of being disconnected from God. I'm disconnected from God. And this is something I started teaching even at my congregation in White Cloud, which is a little rural town up in White Cloud, Kansas, on the northeast corner of the Kansas tip where Kansas, Missouri, Iowa, Nebraska meet. That little town is called White Cloud. I started telling them, stop teaching the babies the negative. You're in deficit. I said, teach the babies when they come out of here, when they come out of the womb, tell them you are a child of God. Tell them you are fearfully and wonderfully made. Tell them and teach them about the connection that they have to God. Because I'm telling you, one of my older members who happened to be my aunt, and she was telling me about an experience that she had with her granddaughter. And the little grandbaby was like 3 years old. And she said they were getting ready to take their nap. And they laid down in the bed. And she said as they lay, the little baby put her hands on her face. And she said, what is it, Kayla? Because she looked at her and she saw these big, huge tears rolling down her cheeks. And so the baby said to her, I feel God. I feel God. And my aunt said she was so taken aback because they weren't having a religious moment, if you will. They weren't having a let's learn about the Lord session. You know how we do. They weren't doing any of that. And this baby, completely unprovoked and completely outside the realm of being taught, began to talk about the power and the presence of God that she felt with these tears running down her face and this presence and glow that she had on her. And as we begin to talk about it, my aunt was saying how amazed she was. And she said, and I thought about what you said, Pastor, that these babies know God. These babies know God. And that's why I say to you, know God. But the first thing you start hearing when you go to church is how much you don't know God. And we indoctrinate that immediately into these children. One thing that I will say about the indigenous people, and one thing that I believe even about natives from Africa, they had that understanding of being connected to God. They had that understanding about the spirituality by which we live. In God we live, in God we move, in God we have our being. And then there came this season and time where we had our Euro brothers that came and taught us, no, you don't know God. And even in that, look what we wanted to stop. Stop that dancing. You look like a heathen. Stop this, stop that. Stop all of these things that were who we were and who we are and who they didn't understand the worship. They didn't understand the connection. Even so many that look at the indigenous and say, oh my goodness, when they go out and they do these motions and they do their dances. And we had several natives and indigenous people that attended my congregation. Obviously with a name like White Cloud, we were right there on the reservation. And I welcomed them to bring their traditions and bring their culture to the church. I didn't ask them to leave it at the door for the sake of Christianity. I asked them to share with us. And when they came and they showed what the beadwork on their gowns meant, when they showed what the beadwork on their moccasins meant, when they showed what their headdresses meant, when they showed the different movements that they did in their worship, I'm telling you, it was so very powerful. And without a doubt, I had to say, and people can say whatever you want to say, but a rose by any other name is still a rose. I saw spirituality and I saw power and I saw a flow and I saw a connection to God that I have yet to see in many people that claim to be people that know God. So at the end of the day, I'm at the point, as I've observed in my almost 60 years of life, as I've observed, I've come to know and understand that it's not about the rituals and it's not about the doctrines and the theologies that we've taught. People know God when they come into this world. Now, again, because we immediately begin to teach that people don't know God. And as I said, I begin to teach the members in White Cloud. I said, tell the babies who they are. Tell them the power that they do have. And I told them, I said, listen, don't just wait till they get here. Talk to them in the womb. Do you understand the words that are coming to mind? Talk to them in the womb so that they can know who they are. Talk to them in the womb so that they know the power that they have. Talk to them in the womb and then reinforce that when they break through in this earth realm. So at the end of the day, I want you to understand the power that is you. Now, so what happens in life, spiritual thought leader? What happens in life is that we have so many things that start bombarding us, even from birth, telling us who we're not. So not only from the spiritual standpoint of telling us that we don't know God, but then you have that person that tells you you're dumb and you'll never amount to anything. You're so stupid. You're so black. You're so ugly. You're so fat. You got 4 eyes. Your teeth are too gapped. Your eyes are too far apart. You're 4 eyes with glasses. We have all of these things that begin to come and tell us who we are not. And if we're not careful, we'll believe the lies. Almost like the clip that I played of Martin Luther King Jr. the other day when he said somebody lied to us. They lied to us. Because when I look in the dictionary and I see black, everything that I read about black is always negative and derogatory. And everything about white is always pure and wholesome and positive. Somebody has lied to us and we've believed those lies. So this, beloved, I contend, is our spiritual journey. The journey back to your spiritual self. The journey back to who God created you to be. The journey back to the power that you have. The journey back to the power that you are. You are that power. You are that anointing. You are that gifting. You are that king and that queen. And so coming back to that mindset makes all the difference in the world, because if you look at your life from a perspective and a vantage point as a king and a queen, If you look at yourself from the vantage point as always being a child of God, if you look at it from a vantage point of always having a connection to God and growing that mature connection even greater, you can see how you begin to move in so much more a powerful way. So let's start with that basic premise right there. Now, with that, you pile on top of it, you have dreams and visions. And this is where the challenge usually comes, because you have dreams and visions, but it seems like those dreams and visions are not manifesting. So when it seems like the dreams and visions are not manifesting, we have a Kai chick who testified 7 times I applied and 7 times I got turned down. So that somewhere in there, those rejections are having an impact on my identity. Now, that's not what she said, but I'm putting words in her mouth here as to the process that's taking place. Those 7 rejections had an impact on my identity and the way that I viewed myself. So now I'm in a place where I think the word that she did use was defeatism. Now I am in a place where I'm feeling defeated. Now I am in a place where I'm feeling like I'm not whole. Now I am feeling like I'm in a place where I'm not worthy. Now I am feeling like I'm in a place where I don't deserve it. Whatever the case may be, it just keeps expanding and growing. And of course, that's being reinforced from your childhood because everybody told you that. And then again, there are some things that you told yourself, whether somebody else told you that or not. I'm too dumb. I'm too slow. I'm too stupid. I don't catch on as fast as everybody else does. I'm not as talented and gifted as this person. I don't have the skills and the wherewithal of that person. And we're sitting and we're constantly assessing ourselves by others rather than looking at who we are. So when we get in that place of defeatism, then we've got to make a comeback. And I'll say, even in the comeback, even as you start to pull yourself out of that rut, as you start to pull yourself out of that hole that has been dug for you and you've been dumped down in that hole. Good morning, BTD Mom. As you start to come forth out of that hole, there are still times of self-doubt that want to creep back into your mind. Usually because of the delay, usually because you don't see the manifestation, usually because there are obstacles and challenges that are still pressing in the opposite direction. But as I said, and I like to use the analogy about the rubber band, that resistance is to stretch you, not to break you. And after you've been stretched far enough, and God knows how much enough is enough, there's going to be a releasing of you that's going to launch you even farther in the other direction. So as we look at identifying, there are those places that still want to come and challenge you as to who you are. I'm going to read what Michelle said. The pastor you grew up with used to tell us, if you look close enough, you can find the thread to the true and living God in any religion. And I believe that. I believe that 100%, Michelle. I stand with that 100%. That is the truth. So we have this place of understanding who you are. Now, I want to come back to, and I'm not going to be long and lengthy on today because I really want to drive this point home, and then I want you to marinate on it. I want you to take it. I want you to chew on it like a cow chewing cud. You know, I say that all the time. I'm going to go to the topic that Marianne Williamson used in her poem, Our Deepest Fear. Now, I'm telling you, you are greatness. I'm telling you, you are a child of God. I'm telling you, you are the bride of God. I'm telling you that you are all powerful. I'm telling you that you are all things. I am that I am. I want you now, and for some it's like, oh my God, I can't even believe you just said that. I am that I am because God will give you and has given you the capacity to transcend and be whatever it is you need to be for the completeness of your greatness. Hear me when I say that. Some of you are still struggling to believe, and age is not a factor here. It has nothing to do with this is for the young people. This is for everybody. So I want you to understand that. And I want you to understand what holds us back is this place of really standing firmly and strongly in our identity when we need to pivot past the discord. Don't start wavering and don't start thinking other thoughts about yourself. Now, our deepest fear, and this, I used it earlier on in the class session, but I want to use it again today, coupled with a conversation of Oprah Winfrey, an interview that she did. And I want to come strong with this idea that I want you to walk away and stand firmly in your boss energy, that God has given you that boss energy. Do not waver, do not faint, do not fade away. The power is in you. We just got to recalibrate your mind and your thinking. So this is what she said. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own lights shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. And I love that. Why do I love it? I love that idea that when you start to shine in the brilliance and the glory and being gorgeous and talented as God made you to be, and yes, all of our gifts and talents are different, but at the same time, what you bring to the table is just as much of value as what anybody else brings to the table. Do not discount and discredit yourselves. But when you walk in that, it automatically liberates others to be free and live in that consciousness. How does it free them? Because they have been taught from day one, you don't know God. They have been taught from day one, there's something wrong with you. You're defective. They have been taught the negativity of all of the, you're not this and you're not that. They have been taught and told, you're ugly, you're not pretty, you're not handsome, you're stupid. They have all of those things that have been told in their respective lives. And when you begin to move and operate in the God-given glory that God has given to you, and they see you, beloved, it gives them hope. It gives them something that says, I can do that. It gives them something that says, I can be that. And I contend this is what we need to give our children. We listen, lip service and talking to them, time out for that, talking loud and saying nothing. They need to see it modeled. They need to see us modeling the glory that God has given to us. That's what they need to see. So as we come into this place of moving and operating as we are and as we've been created to be, it automatically liberates other people to become who they were created to be also. It liberates them from having to feel, I'm so unworthy. When they see, oh my goodness, she's not walking in that unworthy mindset. She's not walking in that unworthy state and being unsuccessful and being beat down and being downtrodden and being of a sad countenance, even though you're talking about how good God is and dot, 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 dot. And listen, religious folk can be some of the most miserable people in the world. Believe me when I say that. Religious people can be some of the most miserable people in the world, but they will put on that front They'll put on that mask. They'll put on that false face as if everything is well when they know inside they're not only crying, they're dying. So this is a new day and this is a new season. We're not walking down that old path anymore. I'm not going. I'm not singing, give me that old time religion. It's good enough for me. No, it's not. And at the end of the day, I'm moving on to a brighter day. I'm moving on to a higher height. I'm moving on to a deeper depth. And it's not by replicating the places of my ancestors. It's a matter of coming back to a place of understanding. This is who God created me to be, and I will not dim my light so that somebody else can shine. Or as my good friend sent to me one time several years back, she said, listen, she sent me a meme that said, stop setting yourself on fire to keep other people warm. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Stop setting yourself on fire to keep other people warm. So at the end of the day, I want to share this video, and I feel like it really kind of talks to
what would you say is the one common...
Hold it. It speaks to something, and I know people feel how so many things about Oprah have been said negatively. I'm not out as an Oprah fanatic to try to get you on the Oprah bandwagon. I do always try to give you good nuggets. And I appreciate Oprah. I appreciate her. Thank you for those roaring biddies. SK8843. So much love coming to you. I want you to be successful, and you are, but I want it to manifest. And some of you all right now are in the place where it's like, I know that it's going to happen. And we keep saying it's happening, but there's a little bit of something in you that's kind of like, but when's it going to happen? And what all's going to happen to me before it does happen? And with that comes a little bit of anxiety. With that comes a little bit of angst. With that comes a little bit of discomfort. And it's like, you know, when there's a scripture that says, Lord, I believe, help thou my unbelief. It's kind of like that unbelief you believe and you know that it's happening, but there's still something gnawing and nagging at you in the back of your mind where you still need to move past the discord. So at the end of the day, this is where I want us to listen to Oprah. And as you're listening, I want to bring some thoughts to your mind. A double-minded person is unstable in all their ways. A double-minded person, wishy-washy, is unstable in all their ways. And then there's a scripture that says, listen, and I'm going to talk about this Sunday at 2:00 as well. I want to cover this a little bit more in depth from the spiritual element, but I just want to introduce it here for concept, but I'm not trying to teach a sermon. But again, a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. Number 2, without a vision. Oh my goodness. Thank you all so much. Thank you. I appreciate you all for the roaring biddies, BTD mom. Thank you, Joanna G. And thank you for the hype train that's going on. I appreciate you. Now, I want you to understand, number 1, a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. And number 2, without vision, the people perish. Without vision, the people perish. If you don't have vision of who you are and what you want to be and why you are created, you can live until you're 110, but you will perish not actualizing everything that God had for you, life and life more abundantly. And I don't know about you, but I'm in a phase right now where thank God for life, but I'm not just trying to have life. I'm ready to move into the phase of life more abundantly. And I have to say, even though I've enjoyed my life to this point, I am not in my phase of life more abundantly. It has nothing to do with money. It has nothing to do with materialism, but it has everything to do with feeling that I'm fully in the place and fully present in the space for which God created me. I feel like I'm just now moving into that space. I feel like I'm just beginning to move into that space. And so I feel like I'm now getting ready to go into my season of life more abundantly, even though I've had a good life. I've actually had a great life, but this is my season to move into life more abundantly. And I want that for you as well. So, number one, again, a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. I need you to get focused on single things. Number two, I'm looking at without vision of who you are, of what you're about, the people will perish. And number three, except your I be single. Except your I be single. I need you to get a single vision and stop being all over the place. Now, that single vision may have several facets to it, but thank you so much. I see you, Kai Chick. I see you, SK. Thank you all so much. That single vision may have different elements and aspects to it, but I need you to be true to that vision. So let's look at this, and I want you to observe and listen to what my sister is saying in this video, and I hope that you'll get the gist. And we're almost out of here this morning for this class, but I hope that you'll get the full gist of what Oprah is saying here, because what she's about to say in this clip is powerful. Please listen.
Characteristic that you find gets people to where they want to go?
The most important question is, the people get to where they want to go because they know where they want to go.
Oh, wow.
Most people don't know where they want to go. A lot of people are going and being driven by what they think they should do,
right,
what other people say they should do, what they have carried in their mind for a long time they should do. But the most important question you can ever ask yourself is, what do I really want?
Wow.
And the answer to that, once you can establish for yourself what the answer to that is, and have everything you do, every choice you make, move you in the direction of what you say your vision is.
Right.
Yeah. And when you do that, the forces of life rise up to meet you. The reason why most people have such chaotic lives is because they're living in chaos in their head. And as soon as you get clear, it clears up.
What would you say is the one common characteristic that you find gets people to where they want to go?
The most important question is, the people get to where they want to go because they know where they want to go.
Oh, wow.
Most people don't know where they want to go. A lot of people are going and being driven by what they think they should do,
right,
what other people say they should do, what they have carried in their mind for a long time they should do. But the most important question you can ever ask yourself is, what do I really want?
Wow.
And the answer to that, once you can establish for yourself what the answer to that is, and have everything you do, every choice you make, move you in the direction of what you say your vision is.
Right.
Yeah. And when you do that, the forces of life rise up to meet you. The reason why most people have such chaotic lives is because they're living in chaos in their head. And as soon as you get clear, it clears up.
Now, I don't know if you got the impact and the power of what Oprah said there, but that was huge. That was huge. So this is going to be, and thank you all for that hype train. I appreciate you. Every one of you that gave, thank you. Tall Pumps, I saw you. Thank you so much. SK8843 BTD Mom. Now, this is the assignment, because I'm almost at my wrap-up time here for the Institute this morning. This is your assignment. This is what I want you to journal on this week. What do you want to do? What do you really want to do? Now, what were the three scriptures that I gave you? I said, listen, first and foremost, a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. I need you to get focused. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. I need you to get focused. Number two, without a vision, the people perish. What is your vision for your life, and what is it that you want? And at the end of the day, be clear about that. And don't cut corners. This is something that I've learned. And when I don't want to say don't cut corners. Don't be true to yourself. Sometimes we know we want more, but we'll say less. Does anybody understand what I'm saying? Sometimes we know we want more, but if somebody asks us, we'll say less than what we really want. because we're afraid, because we're embarrassed, or because we feel like just in case I don't succeed and we're fearful of failure, I don't want to put out there that this is what I really wanted. Dr. Dady was talking to somebody on yesterday in her stream, and I think it was a relationship conversation that was very powerful because the individual wanted a certain thing, but then they start backpedaling and saying something different. No. I want you all. And many of you do this to yourselves, and you know what you do, but this is self-sabotage. Say what it is you want and don't be afraid. We are under an open heaven. Stop shortchanging yourselves. Stop lying to yourselves and or lying to others. And there's my clock. There's my alarm. Stop lying to yourselves and or others about what it is you really want, because to deny it is to denounce it and stop it from happening in its totality in your life. Do you understand the words? You've got to begin to move in truth with yourself. Without that vision, you will perish. Without that vision and the ability to write the vision and make it plain and speak it and share it. And yes, it shall speak. It shall speak. It shall speak. It will advertise itself. Can I put it like that? It shall speak. It will market itself. It will leave a mark. It shall speak. So come on, I need you to have a vision. And then lastly, a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. Write the vision and make it plain. And except your eye be single, it's going to need to be plucked out. So, and again, I'm going to preach on this on Sunday, but I want to start from this premise in the Institute today. Get your eye single. And what are we saying there? What Oprah said. So many people are living in chaos in their heads because they're all over the place. And then they wonder why they don't reach their goals. But now this is something in that hit me like a ton of bricks. And even when I played this morning to prepare for class, I said to myself, this is where you are right now, even yourself. Is every decision, this is what when we start talking about except your eye be single, except your eye be focused on one thing. Is every decision that you're making right now in your life and the days forward, is every decision moving you toward what it is you say you want? Every decision, not 90%, not 95, not 99 and 99, 100. Is every decision that you're making, except your eye be single, is every decision that you're making in your life right now moving you towards that goal of what it is you said you wanted? So when I get up in the morning, do I have a vision of the vision? And am I making my choices based on that vision, or am I just out here willy-nilly? Am I just out here willy-nilly, hoping that it's going to happen? No, babies, I'm trying to tell you, as Oprah said, and there's something about when you make every decision, move toward, and listen, it cleared up some things for me this morning, Michelle. It cleared up some things for me this morning because I was wavering. I was double-minded and unstable in all my ways. I was wavering about some decisions based on other things. But when I heard this and when I received this and I began to really think about it, as she said, when you commit your ways to that vision, when you become single-minded about that vision, and every choice you make lives, moves, and breathes in that vision will come up to meet you. That vision will come up to meet you. But it's almost like that vision cannot commit to you until you commit to it. Am I talking to anybody? Until your eye gets single. As long as you got a wandering eye, let's take this in the natural. Let's take this in the flesh. As long as you got a wandering eye, that looks good, and that looks good, and that looks good, and I'm just looking. As long as you have a wandering eye, that vision is not going to commit to you. But when you get committed to that vision and get married to it, get united to it, become one with it, accept yours, be single. And again, without the vision, the people perish. Am I talking to anybody? And with that, we're going to reclaim the text because my alarm has already gone off, so I'm past my time. This is the place where we reclaim the text. Did I go? How far over did I go? Okay. I took a little bit of your time away. Come on, Joanna G. This is when we start talking about the places that we want to go, the things that we want to do. But have you, Rebel, have you really given that time to the vision? Or are you cheating? Do you have cheating eyes? Can I put it like that? Except your eye be single. Do you have cheating eyes? And this is your assignment this week, you all, to really make an assessment. And once you determine what is it that you want in life, and I don't care where you are. It has nothing to do with your age. It has nothing to do with your stage. It has nothing to do with any of that. At the end of the day, as long as there's life in your body, there's opportunity for you to have life and life more abundantly. Don't get into this mindset that there's nothing left for me. Yes, everything is open to you. You're under an open heaven. Everything is open and available to you. Do not move in this mindset that I'm at a phase and stage, I'm just here. No, ma'am, no, sir. You're not just here. You are under an open heaven, life and life more abundantly. Do you understand? And this is the thing. I need you to understand those three concepts. And again, I'm going to go back and I'm going to read one more time our greatest fear. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. You know why? Because you are. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? And why are we asking ourselves that? Because other people have asked us that, and or there's something of insecurity that's still rolling around on the inside of us. Actually, why are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing, Nothing, there is no thing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that's within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. And this is a time in the season when we say, listen, us, you, me, we all. We've been raided. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Come on in here. Oh my goodness, I appreciate you. It's a little bit different on today, but LaWanda Baskerville, I see you. I see you, Redbone Queen 87. I see you, Lady J776. Oh, K2 Hoop, I see you. Littlebug, I see you. DJ Stacy Blessed One, I see you. Ashwante, I see you. I appreciate the Raiders coming in the room, and thank you, thank you, thank you. Stay lifted. I appreciate you for bringing the people into this. Is the Institute for Higher Consciousness. Crazy Berrytown, I see you. And listen, Crazy Berrytown, Stay Lifted, and LaWanda Baskerville, all three of these beautiful people are streamers. I want you to follow them. And if there's any other streamer that I've missed, my apologies. Please go ahead and put your time, put your information. One reason coming in with Stay Lifted. We love you guys. We love you guys. This is the open session of Institute for Higher Consciousness. We hold open session, open class one Saturday a month. And so you caught us. Good morning, LaWanda. So good to see you. I love you guys. I love you. Listen, Stay Lifted. So much love coming to you. So much love coming to you. I appreciate you. I really do. Crazy Berrytown, come on in here, my friends. Hey, family, I love you. Now, so back to this concept. Number one, yes, we are under an open heaven. I need you to be clear about your identity. Oh my goodness, is there another raid coming in here? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. So much love, so much love, so much love. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I Stay Lifted, LaWanda, all of you, I appreciate you. Ashwante, welcome to the Lion's Den, and thank you for following. Litterbug, thank you for following. Redbone, thank you for following. I appreciate you so much. Come on, Stay Lifted. So much love coming to you, sis. So much love coming to you. Now, back to the class topic. I do want to say this. I want us to recognize you have got to really identify and be clear with your identity that God and the connection that you have, the greatness that is in you is waiting to manifest, and it serves the world no good for you to play yourself down. So I want us to be clear. So again, we used two items on today to draw our concept from. Our Greatest Fear by Marianne Williamson. And I will, just for the people that just came in, because it's a very short clip, and then we're almost to the point of reclaiming the text. So those of you that are in Discord and those of you that are in chat, you know what to do. You have the opportunity to ask any questions that you would like to ask. But let me show the other video clip that we played on today, because again, we dealt with a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. I need you to get clear about who you are and what you want. And don't undersell yourself. Don't want greater and then say lesser. Say what you want, because we are under an open heaven. And everything that's in you, the greatness that's in you, God put it in you so it could come forth. So listen, a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. And without vision, without understanding and sight and an idea of what it is that you want and who it is that you are, the people will perish. You can have life, but we're talking about having life more abundantly. And then, except your eye be single. And so we were talking even before you came in about how so many times, if we put it in the natural, people have wandering eyes. That looks good. That looks good. That looks good. But if you still have a wandering eye, except your eye be single, if you're not united to the one, if you're not united with the one and haven't made commitment to the one vision, that one vision may have different facets and it may have different aspects and elements to it, but it's one vision. Until you've committed to that one vision, and you've committed entirely, so that everything you do every day speaks to the fact that you're working and committed in relationship with that vision that you are bringing to pass and birthing into this realm. Until you're completely committed to that, that vision will not commit to you and produce fruit and produce cheerings. So I want to show this once more and again, and then we're going to have reclaiming the text, where we have the different students that can actually talk, comment, and of course you're welcome to share in the chat as well. But I want to share this one last time, and this is a repeat. I want to appreciate those of you that have seen it in class, but I'm going to do a repeat for our raiders that came in. You were kind enough to rate us. I want you to have at least a good idea of what it is that we're talking about. DJ Pifu is a streamer, and this is my brother. I love you, man. Good morning to you. Good morning. Good morning. This is a season where many of us are going to launch out into some of the greatest times of our lives. Many of us are going to launch out into our purpose. Many of us are going to, it's happening. Many of us are going to begin to move and operate in the power and the dynamic element that we were intended to move in when God thought of us and put us on the face of the earth. He had a thought in mind. It wasn't just a haphazard, happenstance kind of thing. God had an idea when he made every last one of you. And as Marianne Williamson said, not just in some, but in everyone. God had something in mind. I promise you, God had something in his mind when he thought about you. So let's listen to what Oprah said, and then we're going to reclaim the text.
What would you say is the one common characteristic that you find gets people to where they want to go?
The most important question is the people get to where they want to go because they know where they want to go.
Oh, wow.
Most people don't know where they want to go. Most people, a lot of people are going and being driven by what they think they should do,
right,
what other people say they should do, what they have carried in their mind for a long time they should do. But the most important question you can ever ask yourself is, what do I really want?
Wow.
And the answer to that, once you can establish for yourself what the answer to that is, and have everything you do, every choice you make, move you in the direction of what you say your vision is.
Right.
Yeah. And when you do that, the forces of life rise up to meet you. The reason why most people have such chaotic lives is because they're living in chaos in their head. And as soon as you get clear, it clears up.
What would you say is the one common characteristic that you find gets people to where they want to go?
The most important question is the people get to where they want to go because they know where they want to go.
Oh, wow.
Most people don't know where they want to go. Most people, a lot of people are going and being driven by what they think they should do,
right,
what other people say they should do, what they have carried in their mind for a long time they should do. But the most important question you can ever ask yourself is, what do I really want?
Wow.
And the answer to that, once you can establish for yourself what the answer to that is, and have everything you do, every choice you make, move you in the direction of what you say your vision is.
Right.
Yeah. And when you do that, the forces of life rise up to meet you. The reason why most people have such chaotic lives is because they're living in chaos in their head. And as soon as you get clear, it clears up.
And with that, we're going to reclaim the text. So I hope that everybody, thank you again for the streamer, for the raters that came in. And yes, Tall Pumps, this is our Boss Energy class that we hold in the Institute for Higher Consciousness every Saturday morning at 10 o'clock. So thank you for joining our class. I'm going to digress and go over to Discord, to the class that's in Discord. And again, you're welcome to unmute or in the chat, whichever way you all want to go. Yes, Tall Pumps, we got that boss energy. We got that boss energy. We're going to stop and we reclaim the text where we talk about the things that were covered in this session, how it impacted us. Your assignment this week is to journal. What is my vision? Shelly Thunder, good morning to you, sis. I didn't see you when you came in, but you know I love you. This is my prophetess. Thank you for coming in. And those, Michelle Browno and anybody else that wants to talk and chat with us in the chat on Twitch, you're welcome to do that. Those of you that are in Discord, anybody that wants to talk, go ahead and take yourself off mute. I'll go ahead and acknowledge you and feel free to say what you want to say. Go right ahead.
Good morning.
Good morning.
This is Sassy Cassie, and my oh my, were you in my neighborhood? But I'm grateful for your disruptive self, okay? Because there's so many things that I have to address. There's so many truths that I have to recognize, realize, and I'm grateful because this class is giving me the tools, the text that I am reclaiming as me, the original, truthful me. And I have allowed so many things to affect who I thought I was. So I'm learning to be the true, original me that I love, adore, appreciate, and will walk in my boss energy and allow the world to see, because I've been stagnated. I've been a lot of things because I just wasn't sure. But I'm thankful for the tools, the support, the knowledge, and the wisdom to know that I've been put here for a special purpose, and I can fulfill every purpose that I was put here for. I am so grateful to be in this class. Thank you.
Oh, Sassy Cassie, I'm telling you, you are powerful beyond belief. And I tell you, thank you. Thank you for being a part of this. But listen, without a doubt, girl, it's in you. It's happening. It's happening. It's happening. Oh man, thank you for that. Thank you for that. Anybody else? Everybody quiet? We got a quiet class today. Truck driver, I see you. Thank you for coming in. Michelle, I'm going to read what you said in chat. This was an excellent lesson. I am a caregiver and always doing just that. I focused on everything and everybody except for what I need. Getting focused was a great eye opening lesson for me. Awesome, Michelle. And you are, listen, you are a dynamo. You talk about untapped and unlimited potential. That would be you, ma'am. There's just no, there's no, I'm not even gonna say the sky's the limit because it's so much farther beyond that, Michelle. And as you get into this place of focus, except your eye be single, and while you're doing so much for everybody else, I love that that's in your heart, but except your eye be single, there's a purpose and a design and a path for you that is so phenomenal, that includes what is it that Michelle wants. What does Michelle want? And taking care of everybody else's needs, praise God, that's awesome. But at the end of the day, to me, that's what differentiates between people that have life and then people that have life more abundantly. And as I said, I've lived almost 60 years and I've had a good life, but I'm just now coming into the phase of life more abundantly. And I want everybody that's here and everybody that's listening and everybody, particularly the class and the students that are taking this course, I want you all to live perpetually in boss energy that gives you life more abundantly. So, you know, listen, there's no limit. When I say untapped potential, and I say Michelle Brownell in the same breath, it's because you, ma'am, are absolutely pure untapped potential. So listen, and so what was the assignment? And I'm gonna give anybody else in Discord that wants to speak this morning. I don't see anybody else that, oh, two Tams, I see you off mute. I'm gonna say this real quick and then we're two Tams, I want you to share. But the assignment, let's reiterate that again this week. Write in the journal. What are we journaling? What is your vision? Write the vision and make it plain, and then get married to that vision. I need you to stop having a wandering eye, except your eye be single. Stop having a wandering eye and looking at this and look at, I need you to get committed, married, and united with that vision, and then make every choice that you make speak to moving you towards that vision. Every choice that you make that choice based on the vision and moving yourself towards that vision and be consistent in it. So there you go. There you go. Come on, two Tams, go right ahead.
Awesome class once again, and I thank you. And I love when Sassy Cassie goes before me because she always says what I want to say. And she says it so eloquently. I appreciate that and I love that. And when you were talking about the baby, I feel God. Wow,
Yes.
that's something.
Yes.
And I could relate to it because my two grandsons have blessed me with three great grandchildren, and my thing was, and everybody watched me on this. They was watching Grandma like a hawk. I would hold the baby and whisper, "Do you remember Jesus?"
Come on.
And each time they smiled so big. and beautiful. So that made me think of that. And I just thank you. What do I really want to do? Man, that's an assignment.
Yes.
Yes, that is an assignment. And I just um, got so many, I got so full today because everything was so good. And I just thank you once again.
Oh, you are most welcome.
Oh,
And I do have to say, each of you in the class and the growth and the phenomenal expansion that I've seen is just it's what you guys just don't know. It fills me up. It fills me up. You guys are just powerful in your own rights. And thank you sharing the story that you said with your grandbaby, because again, that baby story was very powerful. It was very powerful. And even as Michelle
yes,
said about her pastor and what her pastor used to say. And I want us to take this to heart with our children. Why are we teaching them all this negativity? Why are we not telling them who they are? And by all means, why are we teaching them so much negativity that it seems like they'll never? Sometimes it's like, man, I'm in such a deficit. There's no way I can come out of this by the time we get finished teaching it to them. And so they're defeated before they even get started. And I
yeah,
love the idea of what you did there. And as I said, and that was Aunt Grace that shared that story with me. So, it's
yes,
so powerful, so powerful. And at the end of the day, it is a truth that those babies know God and they have that connection.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
I love it.
And I want to say one more thing about when you was teaching, ministering in White Cloud. You always told the younger kids, you're going to be this, you're going to be, I still tell Marky, Regina said you're going to be a deacon. I still tell him. And I think it was Isaiah, you said, you have greatness in your whole body.
That's right.
And every time he acts up, I remind him.
Yes.
And Linda just gets tickled at that. But I have to remind him, no, you have greatness in your whole body. Now, are you doing what somebody with greatness in their whole body does?
Come on. Come
I'm
on.
out.
And I got you. And he'll drop it out of the blue every now and again. He'll drop me something on the internet, and he'll be like, Pastor Regina,
Good.
I remember, and it still blesses me. And even to the point when the other little cousin was like, "There's greatness in me. There's greatness in me," and so the other little cousin said, "But there's greatness in me too, Grandma." That's the kind of energy I want us to give our children and stop giving them all this negativity, because it gives them something to reach back and hold on to and grab and grasp. So thank you for sharing that. Thank you so much. Anybody else that wants to share in Discord? Shelly Thunder, you missed the lesson again, but you mirror Michelle's comment. You're still taking care of and looking after others and neglecting myself, but working really hard to focus on me and what I feel God has called me to do. That's awesome, Shelly. That's awesome. And this may be your season and time, but even in the season and time of caregiving, do not disregard yourself. Do not discount yourself. Always put yourself in. And even if I go back to the crux of what we were saying today, as far as, is every decision that you're making speaking to the decision of what it is that you want for your life, what it is you're called to in your life, what it is that your vision is about. Whatever is speaking to vision and your vision personally and respectively, whatever is speaking to your vision, 100% of the time, make that decision for whatever's going to move you towards actualization of your vision. So just do that. Even as you're caretaking, still make decisions that are moving you toward your vision. So I want you to keep that in mind as well. So I see you, Michelle. I see you. Anybody else in Discord that wants to unmute and talk? Going once, going twice, and I'll let you just give you a few seconds there to respond if there's anybody else. Because I definitely know I'm on our time. I know I'm on our time. Yes, go ahead. I hear somebody. Kai Chick.
Yes, yes, spiritual thought leader. I'll be really brief. I just want to thank you for this lesson, and also for me to look toward, my vision. The One of the most valuable things you've taught me is boss energy. I do have a kind of like a funny story. This past week, my old department had called, and they were being immediately dismissive of me because students would not just call and ask for a coordinator because we all talk with the students. But so I knew it was someone from my old department, and then they were dismissive of me as associate, and they wanted to go to the talk to someone higher. And immediately I thought that old feeling started coming back, like you touched on today. I said, "Oh no, no, I won't be defeated. I'm going to remember my boss energy." I was cordial, polite, sure, no problem. Transferred the call. The funny thing was, the coordinators had to put him on hold and ask me the question anyway.
Come through, kind chick.
I didn't laugh. I was professional, and they were kind of puzzled, like, because we ask you these things. My new department, they're wonderful. We all put different backgrounds together,
Yes.
and it just so happens this came under my background because we have one lady that came from a management business perspective. I'm from student services, and then someone is a techie. And we all put that together. So this came under student services, which I know like the back of my hand. And they're kind of like, but they were speaking with you, and I was professional. I just said, oh, I know they have new people. Maybe they didn't know. I knew exactly who it was, but I wasn't gonna say.
Come through with
But
that
it was
boss
just
energy.
fun. It was just funny.
And had to come back to you anyway. Isn't that how the world works?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I love that you maintained your professionalism. I love that you maintained your decorum, because at the end of the day, your identity, you know who you are, and you know the boss energy that you're flowing in, and you're not insecure such that you have to try to flex for anybody. But at the end of the day, who has the last laugh? Come on with that. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. Me.
I love it. I absolutely love. Do your thing, girl. Just go on out there and shake your shimmy, because you are doing this, Kai Chick. I love it, and I love everything about it. Congratulations. Oh my God, that's good. That's good stuff. Thank you for sharing. Anybody else? Anybody else before we get ready to wrap up here? Man, this is good stuff. BTD Mom, I see you saying, how do I see myself? And that's a good question. And again, I'm gonna go back to what Oprah said. A lot of times people have so much going on in their lives because there's, people that get somewhere know where they're going. And not saying that you're not where you need to be or whatever, but I'm saying, how do you see yourself, and that idea of the greatness that's in you, and then what is your identity, being very clear about your identity, not being in an identity crisis, knowing that you're connected to God, knowing that you're a child of God, knowing that you're married to God, in union and fellowship and oneness and united, knowing that you walk in that power and that anointing and that love of God and the power of God that gives you the ability to do all things. And how do you see yourself, and what's your vision? I want you, even in this season of life, and you're in a beautiful season of life, but I want it to be productive, and I want it to be fulfilling to the point of not just life. God didn't just promise us life, but he said life more abundantly. And I see so many people that miss life more abundantly. And I want you to have that life more abundantly, for sure, for sure. Yardi, I see you. Good afternoon to you, and so much love coming to you. And thank you for coming in. This is our once a month, I open up the class of the Institute for Higher Consciousness. We open up once a month the Boss Energy class to the general public, and this is our open class for the month of August. And I want to appreciate, we were rated by the beautiful people, all of the raters that came over. I want to say thank you, Yardi. So good to have you in here as well. I'm gonna give one more cattle call if anybody wants to say anything at all, and then otherwise we try to be out here on time. Oh my goodness, I'm over. I'm late. Oh no, I'm not. No, I'm not. I still got a little bit of time. 11:15 is our cutoff. But this has all been really, really good. I appreciate you. But anybody else that wants to share anything, we've got a couple of minutes left. Otherwise, we'll redeem two minutes worth of time. All right. Well, with that, let me get ready to get out of here and say to our raiders, thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate you. So much love coming to you. Lawanda, Stay Lifted 2021. You guys are just beautiful. And everybody that came on in that raid, one reason, I appreciate you. Michelle Browno, Shelly Thunder, all of you, everybody that's here. I don't want to miss anybody. I appreciate you for coming. And then at the end of we don't raid out on Saturdays. Exactly. Thank you for that. We don't raid out on Saturdays. We just close down the class. Your assignment as you go, your journaling this week is to write down your vision. What is your vision? Make it plain. And then we're going to teach on those 3 scriptures that I gave you on Sunday at 2:00. This was just to bring it into the class so you could start thinking on it. And then I want you to determine, is every choice that you're making moving you toward your vision? And that, beloved, is a serious question to ask yourselves. And if you're not doing it, I want you to regroup and do it. Some of you may need to back up and say, what is my vision? So wherever you are in those 2 issues, that's your assignment to journal on this week. Mad love to everybody. And as Shelly Thunder always says, everyone have an amazing day on purpose. So much love to each one of you. Thank you for the raid train. I want to say, I'm not the raid train. Thank you for the hype train, to all of you that gave and for all of those subs and everything. Thank you for everybody. I love you. And you know how we do it in here in the Lion's Den. Peace for your journey.